Hello fellow readers and readeresses, and welcome to the 16th installment of The Lord of the Reads 2, The Two Libraries, The Most Precious TBR game. Today we shall select my TBR for October, and I will try to do it as quickly as possible because I'm feeling a little bit sick and I also have so much to do. Plus I am reading a very interesting book and I kind of had to peel myself off of it so that I can film this. But enough talk. If you're not familiar with The Lord of the Reads and you wish to become intimately acquainted with it, you can watch this video over here. But in a nutshell, we need to get from here to here by rolling a 12-sided dice as many times as it takes to achieve this goal, and each time we land on a tile, we pick a book to correspond to its prompt. Speaking of which, there are 4 kinds of tiles, starting with the empty tile, which has no prompt. So, upon landing on it, I will have to pull one of the prompt cards. There are 100 of those overall, and each of them contains a different Lord of the Rings related reading prompt. Next we have the TBR jar tile, and when we land on it, I will have to pull one of the books from the TBR jar, and if you're curious as to what's inside, you can watch the January TBR video. Next we have the series tile, and when I land on it, I will have to pick one of the series I currently have stuck in progress and continue with it. And last, and definitely least, we have the Dead Marshes tile, which requires me to not only go back either to the previous Dead Marshes tile or to the beginning of the game, but I will also have to pull one of the books from the bookshelf jar, which contains all the books that I own and haven't yet read. Then once I reach the end of the map, I get to pick one book of my choice as a reward for all of my efforts. And that's pretty much it. If you like The Lord of the Reads and you wish to play it for yourself, I have provided both printable and digital version, both of which you can find in the video description. Enjoy! And there is one last thing left to do before we play the game, and that is to look at the prompt cards that I got last time and see whether I get to add them to my collection or not. Okay, so first of all, I would like to apologize for the voice you're hearing right now. I'm a little bit sick, as you can probably tell. But let's ignore that inconvenience and look at the prompt cards that I got last month. The first of which was the Book of Lost Tales, which is a part of the books collection, and its prompt is read a collection of short stories. For this one I chose Sharp Ends by Joe Abercrombie, and I was able to finish it. Next I got Master Stone of Osgiliath, which is a part of the Magical and Mysterious Items collection, and its prompt is read the first book you see on social media. For this one I was forced to pick Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, and unfortunately I had to DNF it. I will talk more about it in my monthly wrap-up. Then I got Palando the Blue, which is a part of the Wizards and Magic collection, and its prompt is read a book inspired by or set in the East. For this one I chose Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami, and I was able to finish it. Then I got the Fellowship of the Ring, which is a part of the books collection, and its prompt is read a book with multiple points of view. For this one I chose to use Frodo's special skill and double up with Sharp Ends by Joe Abercrombie, and of course I was able to read it. And the last prompt card I got was The Man in the Moon, which is a part of the Songs and Poems collection, and its prompt is read a book by a male author. For this one I chose A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin, and I was able to finish it. So at the end, 4 of the cards get added to my collection and 1 goes back into the deck. All that nonsense out of the way, it is finally time to play the game for my October TBR, starting by rolling to see who's gonna be my companion this month. And we have a 4, which means that my companion for today is going to be Pippin with his special skill A Tiny Hope, which allows me to reroll the dice once, and if the initial roll lands me on the Dead Marshes, the reroll will only count if it is an odd number, which is indeed a tiny hope, and I will gladly take it. And little Pippin goes on the board as my avatar. Alright, all the preparations are done, so it's finally time for roll number 1 for October. This is the most exciting moment, and then my enthusiasm gradually decreases as the game goes. And we have a 3. Alright, we're not starting too strong, but as we all know, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So let's go. 1, 2, and 3, and we're landing on the series tile. Okay, so we didn't get a very big role, but to compensate for that, we landed on a very nice tile because I've been wanting to sneak this book in the TBR, and this tile gives me the opportunity to do so. And that is going to be Full Metal Alchemist Volume 13 by Hiromu Arakawa. This is the Full Metal edition, and if you've watched my last few TBR videos, probably the last two, you might remember that I put Volume 11 and then subsequently Volume 12 as series continuations, and this is the third time in a row I'm doing it, and I'm really happy. The last two volumes, I mean, I keep on saying that for every single volume, but I've had such a great time reading the series, being back to it and reading it more actively because I've been dragging it for forever, and I'm hoping I'll be able to finish it maybe before the end of the year. Who knows? Either way, I'm very happy with this choice. Oh no, I just realized that my candles weren't lit. Give me a second. Duct tape production strikes again. Yes, so much better. All right, roll number 1 is history, and as I said, we didn't move very far, but we got a nice book, so I'm not mad. Now, let's get to roll number 2. And we have an 8, which is, I think, very good. All right, we'll pass the first 8 marches, yay! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we're landing on another series tile. Okay, so I don't think I've ever landed on 2 consecutive series tiles thus far, but I'm happy that I did because there was another book, well, there's actually a few other books that I'd like to sneak onto the TBR, but this one in particular, I've been looking forward to finding a way to do so, and that book is A Clash of Kings by George R. R. Martin. This book needs no introduction, but I will do it anyway. It's a high fantasy, epic fantasy, grimdark high fantasy, and the second book in the Song of Ice and Fire series, and is a buddy read with my Discord for October. We buddy read A Game of Thrones in September, and I'm really looking forward to continuing with the series because it's so nice to discuss it with other people, especially people who are also looking forward to either going back to it. Some people are reading it for the first time after watching the shows years back. Some people are experiencing the story firsthand for the first time, and it's such a lovely thing again to have the opportunity to discuss it with those people. So I was gonna have to read it in October anyway, and I'm happy that it's now a part of the TBR. Though I am just now realizing what a chunker this is. Oh well. 2 books on the TBR, and both of them I am so very much looking forward to. So let's get to roll number 3. A 9. Very cool, I think. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're safe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And I'll do the prom cards for the first time today. Oh, what a happy day. We managed to pass the first 2 Dead Marshes tiles with flying colors. Is that the proper expression to use here? I don't know. But either way, I'm really happy. Now let's see what prompt number 3 is going to be. The Voice of Saruman. You are compelled to read a book picked by someone else. How to get around that? Me scheming and scamming. Okay, so I thought about it a little bit, and I came up with a brilliant idea, because this prompt is pretty open for interpretation, to create a list of 5 books and put it up for voting on my YouTube channel for the members and let them choose what I'm gonna read. Now, I realize that this is a bit of a rule bending I'm employing here, but I mean, who cares? If you don't tell anyone, I won't either. Okay, so these are the 4 options that I gave to the members of the channel. The first one is Windhaven by George R. R. Martin and Lisa Tuttle. This is a short book that was recently recommended to me by Joana from Joana Reads during a live stream that we did together, which was so much fun. I will link it in the video description if you'd like to see it. The second option was The Moving Finger by Agatha Christie. This is the second book in the Miss Marple series that I absolutely love, and it felt like the perfect book for this time of the year. Then I added Forever Odd by Dean Koontz. This is a paranormal thriller and the second book in the Odd Thomas series, the first book of which I read last year and absolutely love and been meaning to get back to it ever since, which is why I thought I should add it here. And the last book on the list is a bit of an odd choice, I would say, The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. I'm saying it's an odd choice because it's not my type of book, generally speaking. However, two of my friends are currently buddy reading it and I was considering joining them maybe, so I wanted to add it here as a fourth option just in case. And to be honest with you, this was the one I was least excited about. Yet the members of the channel thought otherwise and voted for it. Well, not overwhelmingly, but it got the most votes, which is why The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches will be book number 3 for October. As I said, I'm not overly excited about it. However, there's always the possibility that I'll be wrong, and I would be very happy if that's the case. So let's give it a try and see. So we have 3 books on the TBR, probably, and we progressed nicely through the map. So I'm very much looking forward to roll number 4. A 6, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we'll do the prom cards again. Alright, we're getting really close to the end, and we still have one big hurdle to get through, but I'm feeling good. Let's see how long that lasts. Let's see what prompt number 4 is going to be. Battle of the Pelennor Fields. A book with an apocalyptic / dystopian setting. Oh my god. Do I have the perfect book? Alright, I could not be happier with this particular prompt because I am in fact already reading a book with a dystopian setting, which is yet another buddy read I'm currently doing with the Discord, and that is The Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. This is a dystopian sci-fi that was written back in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken, and is set in the year 2025. I started it earlier today and I've already read like 60% of it because it is so very good. I swear I'm so happy I joined the buddy read for this one because I was kind of on the fence whether I had the time to do it, and apparently I do. By the way, beyond the title of the book and the fact that it's very popular, I did not know anything about it. Matter of fact, I thought it was a historical fiction, which I would still happily read, mind you, but I was way more in the mood for a dystopian setting, and this one definitely delivered. I suspect I will have a lot to say about it in my October wrap-up. Unfortunately, I don't own this book currently physically, but I'm planning on going out tomorrow and purchasing a physical copy for myself. Alright, we have 4 books on the TBR. And this is shaping up to be a very nice reading month because I was able to fit 3 of the 4 books that I wanted to put on the TBR for this month. Now, let's get to roll number 5. And let's hope it is a good one. A 5. Oh no. Wait. Okay, let's do this. First of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're landing on the Dead Marsh style, but let's not forget that Pippin has a special skill. Alright, so as we already established, Pippin has a special skill that allows me to do a reroll once, but the thing is that when it's on a Dead Marsh, the reroll only counts if it's an odd number, which is a bit of an odd choice. We all know that I'm not very lucky, but there is a chance, and I'm happy for it. So, let's see. Okay, don't betray me now. Yes! Okay, we have a 9, which is perfect, I think. Okay, so the special skill actually paid off. I can't believe this. So let's go back because we're re-rolling and we have a 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're exiting the map instead of going back. Yay! Okay, this has been such a great TBR. I am speechless, honestly, and thank you to little Pippin for being such a great companion and for lifting my spirits in this very tough moment. Potentially tough. But okay, enough nonsense. Now let's talk about the book that I'm gonna choose as a reward. This month, I will pick a book that I was supposed to read last month, but couldn't possibly with everything else I was dealing with, but I definitely need to read it in October because I will actually be hosting a live stream with a few other lovely people whom I will link in the video description, and we will be discussing it here on my channel. And that book is Grand Conspiracy by Joana Reads. This is an adult, I call it classic epic fantasy, and the fifth book in the Wars of Light and Shadow series by this fantastic, phenomenal writer. I swear to God, when I started reading this series, I could not imagine the impact it would have on me and the amount of respect and admiration I will grow to have for this fantastic author. There's just so much going on in these books. They're so multi-layered, and they always manage to provoke a very spirited discussion, and I love the fact that I'm reading it with all of these great people because they have very original and on-point thoughts, and they manage to bring out of the story a lot of the things that I wouldn't notice about it otherwise. So I'm definitely happy that I'm participating in this buddy read, and I'm so much looking forward to reading this book. I've already heard from at least one of the other people that the book is phenomenal and the best in the series so far, and considering how great the other books were, this gets me really excited. I am FOMOing big time, so I'm gonna get to this one as soon as I can. And so at the end, my TBR for October is going to include Full Metal Alchemist Volume 13 by Hiromu Arakawa, A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin, The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandanna, Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler, and Grand Conspiracy by Joana Reads. So only 5 books, and I am so happy. And that happily concludes my TBR for October. I could not be happier with this reading list. It's not very long, and even though a few of the books are gigantic and require a lot of brain power, I am still very much looking forward to every single one of them, probably including the one that's going to be selected by the members of the channel, but we'll see. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please let me know what you're reading in October and which is the book that you're most excited about. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my members. I will see you in the Discord. And if you'd like to see some of my weird reading experiments, check out this playlist. Bye.